This program brought to you in part by the Erica Lewis Endowment Fund.
Coming up, it's Arbor View taking on Bishop Gorman. This is Varsity Quiz. Hi, welcome to the 54th season of Varsity Quiz. These are the best and brightest high school students matching wits in this unique academic competition. As we hope you know, there are now 2 Varsity Quiz leagues in each season's competition. We continue now on the road to crowning a Silver League champion. This is the second of our 4 quarterfinal matches. We started with 19 schools in the Silver League in 3 divisions. Arbor View finished first in their division with an undefeated record. Their starters are, there's Reese. Hey, Reese. Caden, Braden, and Ty, and their coach, Terry Saxon. That's Arbor View. So now let's talk about Bishop Gorman, finishing third in their division with a record of 3 wins, 2 losses. Their starters are, there's Carter. Hey, Carter, Zane, Dominic, and Michael, and the coach, Jay Bonar. That's Bishop Gorman. Students, you ready? Let's play Varsity Quiz. Give the word and its spelling that fits the following. It might be a liquid or a paste. Its liquid form is defined as a full-flavored acidic sauce used to tenderize or enhance the flavor of the meat or fish soaked in it. Bishop Gorman, Dominic?
Vinegar. V-I-N-E-G-A-R.
That's good, but that's not the right word we're looking for. Arbor View, Caden?
Worcestershire.
Oh, no. We'll skip that part. It was marinade, M-A-R-I-N-A-D-E. No points. We move on to the next question. As of February 2021, what position does Pete Buttigieg hold in the president's cabinet? That's Bishop Gorman, Carter.
Secretary of Transportation.
Yes, points on the board for Gorman. Next question. 2 new city names first appeared on maps in 1924, both honoring the same man. One was Ulyanovsk. What was the other? Oh, we're looking for Leningrad. No points. Next question. General Jose de San Martin led his Army of the Andes over those mountains in 1817. Unprepared for San Martin's feat, the Spanish Empire subsequently lost which 2 countries after the Battle of Maipú? Bishop Gorman, Dominic?
Chile and Bolivia.
No. Chile and Argentina. Next question. The Aboriginal Australians lived on the mainland and on what major island to its southeast? That's Bishop Gorman, Carter?
Tasmania.
Yes. Next question is a calculation question, students. Multiply parens x squared minus 9x plus 12 parens by the quantity 3x plus 2. And that's Arbor View. Braden?
3x cubed minus 25x squared plus 18x plus 24.
Yes. Next question. When spores alight on a suitable food substance in the presence of moisture and warmth, they develop rapidly into woolly growths. What's the common name for such growths? Arbor View. Reese?
Mold.
Yeah. What Scottish-born pirate captained the Adventure Galley? In or after? I think you were after the buzzer there, Zane. We were looking for Captain William Kidd. Next question. Emily Dickinson, who spent most of her life as a recluse in her Massachusetts hometown, was known by what title that included the town's name? Arbor View. Reese?
The Belle of Amherst.
Yes. This private space exploration firm lost its Falcon 9 cargo rocket. We're going to go with Bishop Gorman. Zane?
SpaceX?
Yes. Next question. What first name does a Charles Dickens title character share with a Supreme Court justice? Bishop Gorman. Zane?
Oliver?
Yes. Next question. These are examples of what part of a story? In The Glass Menagerie, when Jim tells Laura Wingfield he won't call again. And in The Hunger Games, when Peeta and Katniss agree to eat poisonous berries. That's our review, Braden.
Climax?
Yes. Next question. The bottom of the Mariana Trench is about 36,000 feet below sea level. So if you put Mount Everest at the bottom of that trench, its peak would still be about how many thousand feet below sea level? Bishop Gorman, Zane?
2,000?
No. Our review, Caden?
3,000?
No, it was 7,000. Next question. Cyanobacteria synthesize their energy through what process? Our review, Braden?
Photosynthesis?
Yes. What radioactive, inert, cancer-causing gaseous element accumulates in mines and tunnels and basements? Gorman, Carter?
Uranium.
No. Our review, Reese?
Carbon monoxide?
No, we're looking for radon. Next question is a calculation question. Sydney has $60 in pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters in the proportion of 25 to 10 to 5 to 1. How many quarters does Sydney have? And that's Gorman. Dominic?
60.
Incorrect. Our review, Braden?
8?
No, we're looking for 40. We move on. In 1602, established by merging competing Dutch trading companies, what early mega corporation was chartered to trade with India and Southeast Asian countries? Our review, Braden?
Indian Trading Company?
No. Gorman, Carter?
The Dutch East India Company.
Can we take that? Yes, we were looking for Dutch East India Corporation. The judges say that's close enough, and we move on to next question. The yellow color of butter is due to the presence of what pigment found in many animal and plant species? Caroline. Next question. During a solar eclipse, observers may see what phenomenon named for the British astronomer Francis Baily? Okay, our review, Braden?
The Bailey effect?
No, we were looking for Bailey's beads. Next question. What's the name of the supersonic jet that England and France developed? Gorman, Zane?
Concord?
Yes. What's the most elusive feline quadruped in the Himalayas? Gorman, Zane?
The Himalayan mountain lion?
No. Our review, Caden?
The Black Panther?
No, we're looking for the snow leopard. Next question. If your ship drifted southwestward through the Coral Sea, what country would you reach? Our review, Braden?
Papua New Guinea?
No. Australia. Next question. Someone who especially loves animals is what kind of a file? Our review, Braden?
Zoophile?
Yes. Since 1974, the United States has sent annual checks in the amount of $4,085 for the lease of what Caribbean property used as an American naval base? Gorman, Carter?
Guantanamo Bay.
Yes. This line is from a poem about what American memorial? I go down the 58,022 names, half expecting to find my own in letters like smoke. Gorman, Carter?
The Vietnam War Memorial.
I think we can accept that. And that is the end of the first round. But before we move on, let's give these kids a chance to breathe. And give them a round of applause. That's a great first round. And we want to take a moment to learn a little bit more about these sharp young men and women. We will start with Abor View and say hello to 11th grader Reese. Hi, Reese.
Hi.
We don't get a whole lot of students who tell us that they have a favorite dinosaur. What is your favorite dinosaur, Reese, and why?
It's an Elasmosaurus. It's a kind of plesiosaur, which is a dinosaur that lives in the water, and I just think their faces are really funny.
All right, well, you go. Enjoy those dinosaurs, and good luck here on Varsity Quiz. Thanks, Reese. Here's 12th grader Caden. Hey, Caden.
Hello.
Nice to have you with us. Now, again, we don't get a whole lot of students telling us their favorite breakfast cereal, but you have one.
I love Fruity Pebbles. But like
Let's
the
hear it for
off-brand.
Fruity Pebbles. Don't we all love the Fruity Pebbles? Enjoy the cereal, Caden, and good luck here on Varsity Quiz. Here's 12th grader Braden. Hey, Braden.
Hey, Nate.
You have a couple of unusual pets that most people don't have.
Yes, I have 2 chinchillas. Their names are Smokey, that's my boy, and Zoe, that's my girl. They're very fluffy. Zoe's very big. Like the other day, we had to buy a brand new igloo for her because she was so big she couldn't fit in her old one.
Well, good luck with the chinchillas.
Thank you.
And good luck here on Varsity Quiz. Thanks, Braden. Here's 11th grader Ty. Hey, Ty.
Hi.
So this says here that you have a record collection. Are we talking about actual vinyl here?
Yeah.
Well, what kind of record collection do you have?
So I got it from an old teacher friend, and there's like a straight foot of classical music, like old classical music, like orchestral and stuff. And there's also like tons of old like jazz music and stuff like
Wow, and so you're checking out the record collection.
that. Yeah.
Well, let's hear it for vinyl. I'm a big fan of vinyl myself. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Arbor View. Now let's quickly meet our players from Bishop Gorman. We start with junior Carter. Hey, Carter. Nice to see you here. This says that you participate in a sport over there, Gorman. What do you play, or what do you do?
Swim. I'm on Gorman's swim team.
And do you have an event that you participate in more than any other event?
Backstroke mainly.
Okay. Well, good luck with that. Is your team doing all right, or have you started yet?
The season doesn't start till next month.
Okay. Well, good luck. Thanks, Carter. Here's junior Zane. Hey, Zane. Hey. Good to have you with us. It sounds like you have a wish to visit many countries around the world.
I do.
What's the count up to so far?
About 17 right now.
Do you have a favorite, or is it impossible to say?
I really want to go to Australia one day.
Okay, well, good luck with that, and good luck here on Varsity Quiz. Thanks, Zane. Here's senior Dominic. Hey, Dominic.
Hi.
Good to see you again, my friend. Now, this sounds like you want to visit every state in our country. What's
Yes.
your count up to?
I'm currently at 37 states.
And which one do you want to have next?
I want to go to, I would say Alabama next.
Okay, well, good luck with that, and good luck here on Varsity Quiz. Thanks, Dominic. Here's 12th grader Michael. Hey, Michael.
Hey.
Good to have you with us. This says you have 2 different pets.
Oh, yes. I have a dog and a tortoise.
Do they get along?
Yes, actually. Whenever he comes out, she'll go over and go mess with him. And he
Because
gets
I'm
annoyed.
guessing the tortoise has probably gotten into brumation now, taking a long nap.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, good luck with the pets.
Thank
Good luck here on Varsity Quiz. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Bishop Gorman. And our bonus round is coming right up. Score going into round 2, it's a close match. Arbor View has 30 to Bishop Gorman's 40. Before we get going, we've got a new player for each team. For Arbor View, we welcome Jackson. Hey, Jackson, welcome aboard. Good luck. Bishop Gorman has a new player. It's Jared. Hey, Jared, good to have you here. Archbishops in Austria used the high profits from the salt trade to create the fabulous Baroque buildings in the city of Mozart. What city is that? And that's Gorman. Carter?
Vienna.
No. Arbor View, Jackson.
Salzburg.
Yes, a little bit louder next time, Jackson. Bonus questions now for Arbor View only about Mozart. First, in 1787, he composed Serenade No. 13 for strings in G major. It's a composition celebrating evening music. By what German name is it better known? Second, although Italian's the dominant language for operas, Mozart's last and probably most famous was written in German. By what 3-word title is it known?
Second one, don't know.
Okay, we have our answers. For the first one, Nocturne. For the second, no answer.
Okay, the Little Night music is Eine kleine Nachtmusik, and the second one is the Magic Flute. No bonus points. Now, this question for both teams. What membranes covering part of the surfaces of the eye and the inner surfaces of the eyelids function to protect the eyes from dust and debris while keeping the eyes and eyelids moist? Arbor View, Reese?
Tear ducts?
No? Gorman, Zane?
The cataracts?
No, we're looking for the conjunctiva. So no answer, no bonus questions. We move to this question. Again, both teams. In 2022, the Saudi Arabian Sovereign Wealth Fund created a brand new professional sports league. What's the name of the league and what sport does it sponsor? That's Arbor View, Jackson.
The LIV Golf League.
Yes, a little bit louder next time, Jackson. Our bonus questions now for our review only. They are about golf. First, what's the maximum number of clubs that a golfer can carry in their bag without violating the rules? It's either 12, 14, or 15. Second, which legendary golfer known as the Golden Bear holds the record for winning the most major championships at 18?
think it's on.
Yeah.
Do we think it's 12, 14, or 15?
I think 14.
I think it's 14. Okay. We have our answers.
Go ahead.
For the first one, 14. For the second, Arnold Palmer.
14 is correct. Golden Bears, Jack Nicklaus. So some bonus points, but not all. And here's a question now for both teams. Assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophie was the main catalyst for the start of, that's Arbor View, Braden?
World War I.
That is an interrupt. That's incorrect. I'll complete the question for Bishop Gorman. Assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, his wife Sophie, the main catalyst for the start of the Great War. In what city were they assassinated? Gorman, Dominic?
Sarajevo.
Yes, bonus questions now for Gorman only about World War I. First, the total casualties of World War II were greater because of more attacks on civilians, but the rate of battlefield casualties was greater in the First War. In which year of the war did 2 of those 3 costliest battles occur? Second question, which leader's tenure ended with his abdication on November 9, 2018?
1916, Kaiser Wilhelm II. Yeah. First answer, 1916. Second answer, Kaiser Wilhelm II.
The Kaiser Wilhelm II is correct. The first one was 1918. So you get some bonus points, not all, and we have this question for both teams. This is a calculation question, students. How many liters of each of a 12% and a 33% alcohol solution should be mixed to obtain 21 liters of a 25% solution? Repeating, how many liters of each of a 12% and a 33% alcohol solution should be mixed to obtain 21 liters of a 25% solution? That's Arbor View. Braden?
7 liters of 12% and 14 liters of 33%.
Incorrect. We're looking for 8 liters of the 12 and 13 of the 33%. No bonus questions, no points. We move to this question for both teams. NASA personnel say that by the year 2040, astronauts might be using what moon with a name that means fear as a stepping stone to the Arbor View. Reese?
Phobos?
Yes, bonus questions now for Arbor View only about space exploration. First, what was the name of the United States' first program that put a man in space? Second, while much of the space program occurred in Texas and Florida, in which Alabama city did much of the research and development of the Saturn rocket take place?
I feel like it was a
Captain.
For the first one, Apollo. For the second, Mobile.
Both are incorrect. First is the Mercury program, and the Alabama city is Huntsville. No bonus points. Next question for both teams. What's the name for the clause in the U.S. Constitution that has empowered the federal government to stretch its powers beyond just the enumerated powers beyond? That's Arbor View. Caden?
The necessary and proper clause?
No, and that is an interrupt. I will reread the question in its entirety for Gorman. Name of the clause in the U.S. Constitution that's empowered the federal government to stretch its powers beyond just its enumerated powers and beyond the philosophy of strict constructionists. Gorman. Carter?
The elastic clause?
Yes. Bonus questions now for Gorman only about the Constitution. First, Section 2 of which article of the Constitution grants the President the power of the pardon? Second, what's the first noun in the preamble of the U.S. Constitution? You have 10 seconds.
Okay, first and second article.
I think the second one is government.
Captain.
For the first answer, Article 2. For the second answer, government.
Article 2 is correct. The first noun in the preamble is people. So some bonus points, not all. We're out of time for the second round, but we want to take a moment to just say thank you to the Kiwanis Club of Las Vegas. I don't know if you know this, but they provide judges for the in-school competitions that start near the beginning of a school year, leading up to here where we are today. And also, how about a shout out to the staff and leadership of the Clark County School District Student Activities Department. They coordinate every step of the program from early in the school year all the way to the championships. All right, our speed round coming right up. Going into round 3, the score Arbor View 55 to Bishop Gorman's 60. So in that bonus round, one of the students did give a correct answer that I called incorrect. The other team did also give a correct answer. It was about the Constitution Clause. The elastic clause was the correct answer. The student had given another correct answer of necessary and proper that I had called incorrect. So we went ahead and gave Arbor View a chance to answer some other bonus questions, and so that's why the score that we have may not match what you were keeping score at home. Let's go, students. In 2019, counterfeit alcohol was blamed for at least 10 deaths in what country occupying the eastern part of Hispaniola? And that's Gorman. Dominic?
Dominican Republic.
Yes. Name any American Indian tribe whose name begins with the letter K. That's Gorman. Carter?
Quick-a-tap.
We don't have that one. No? Did he get in time? Arbor View, Reese?
Cree?
No, we have Kansa, Katlamet, Kickapoo, or Kiowa. No points, we move on. What tree in Homer's Odyssey bore a fruit that was the only food of the lotophagi and caused people to forget about their native land, families, and friends? Gorman. Dominic?
Lotus.
Yes. Next is a calculation question. We don't repeat the calculation questions in this speed round. One side of a triangle is twice the second. The third side is 20 meters less than 3 times the second. So what's the length of the longest side if the perimeter is 106 meters? Whew. And that's Arbor View. Braden?
43 meters.
Yes. Next question. In business, what's the collective term for payments that are owed to suppliers, bank loans, leases, income taxes payable, and wages payable? Gorman. Carter?
Overhead.
No. Arbor View. Braden?
Expenses.
No, they are liabilities. Next question. What type of climatology studies the changes in Earth's climate from the earliest days of geological time? Paleoclimatology. What nitrate is used in agriculture as a high nitrogen fertilizer and in explosives such as ANFO? Arbor View. Caden?
Ammonium?
That's not close enough. Okay, judge says we will accept that. Yeah, we were looking for ammonium nitrate, and the judge says ammonium is good. Next question. Switzerland's drained to the North Sea by the Rhine, to the Mediterranean by the Rhone, to the Adriatic by the Po, and to the Black Sea by which other river? Danube. What's the term for the separation of an electrolyte into ions of opposite charge? Arbor View. Caden?
Decomposition?
A little bit louder?
Decomposition?
No. Looking for dissociation. Next question. In the 9th century, Al-Khwarizmi wrote the compendious book on calculation by completion and balancing. It's a text on what field of math? Arbor View. Braden?
Geometry.
No. Gorman. Devon?
Algebra?
Yeah. Next question. 2022 was the year of 3 prime ministers. What was the year of 3 English kings that began with Edward the Confessor and ended with William I? Gorman. Dominic?
1066.
Yes. During the Paleozoic-Mesozoic transition, what ocean occupied nearly 70% of the Earth's surface? Arbor View. Braden?
The Pacific.
No. We're looking for Panthaleza. What architectural styles illustrated by complex shapes, extreme ornamentation, large elliptical forms, gold highlights, curved lines, twisted columns, grand stairways, high domes, and decorative sculptures? Arbor View. Caden?
Baroque?
Yes. What is the term for the spontaneous casting off of a limb by a starfish? Autonomy. What radioactive metallic transuranic element used in the Fat Man bomb was produced at the Hanford site in Washington? Arbor View. Braden?
Radon.
No. Plutonium. Next question. It's a calculation question. Again, no repeat in the third round. Insert 4 geometric means between 5 and 1,215. Arbor View, Braden.
25, 125, 625.
Incorrect. 15, 45, 135, and 405. Shangu was the capital of Kublai Khan's Yuan dynasty. Thanks to a poem by Samuel Coleridge, by what name is Chengdu more widely known? Gorman, Devon?
Genghis Khan.
No? Xanadu. Long before the Western world accepted the heliocentric theory, Aryabhata of what empire in the region of modern India determined that the Earth revolves around the sun? Gorman, Dominic?
Maurya.
No? The Gupta Empire. The overseas highway stretches for 107 miles from Key Largo to what island? Gorman, Dominic?
Key West.
Yes. What? Name any of the 3 anatomical tubes that pass through the diaphragm. Arbor View, Braden.
Esophagus.
Yes, we would have accepted vena cava or aorta. All right, another close match. Let's see who won. Well, congratulations, both teams. This is a really good match and a close one. But congratulations to Bishop Gorman, winning 85 to Arbor View's 75. Again, congratulations to both teams. Wow. And we invite you to tune in next week as we continue the road to the Silver League Finals. That's going to be an exciting matchup of Varsity Quiz right here on Vegas PBS.